Why did 3 different hotel staff members think I was a child? I had been saving for 10 months for this cruise vacation, working double shifts at the diner and eating ramen noodles every night while my coworkers grabbed takeout. My bank account had been painfully empty for what felt like forever, but I'd finally scraped together enough for this dream trip. Every time I wanted to splurge on coffee or a movie, I'd remind myself of the crystal clear waters and unlimited buffets waiting for me. Finally boarding the massive ship, I felt like I absolutely deserved to celebrate with their famous poolside cocktails that everyone raved about online. The ship was even more impressive than the photos, with gleaming marble floors and chandeliers that belonged in a palace. I found the perfect spot by the adult pool, a prime lounge chair with an unobstructed view of the ocean stretching endlessly toward the horizon. I confidently strode up to the poolside bar and ordered a piña colada, already imagining that first taste of tropical paradise after months of sacrifice. The bartender started mixing my drink with theatrical flair, tossing bottles and adding little paper umbrellas. I was practically drooling watching him work, thinking about how this single drink probably cost more than my entire weekly grocery budget, but I didn't care. I was on vacation, damn it. I was about to take my first glorious sip when the bartender suddenly froze mid-motion, his face transforming from cheerful service mode to genuine panic. Wait, can I see your ID again? His voice had gone up an octave and he was staring at me like I'd just sprouted horns. Confused but compliant, I handed over my driver's license again. He studied it for what felt like 5 excruciating minutes, then called over his supervisor, a stern-looking woman who clearly took her job very seriously. They whispered intensely while I sat there completely confused, my untouched piña colada mocking me from the bar. The supervisor approached with this deeply concerned expression. "Ma'am, I'm terribly sorry, but you'll need to move to the family pool area immediately. This section is strictly 21 and over only. No exceptions whatsoever." I blinked at her in disbelief, then grabbed my ID and thrust it toward her face. "Look, I'm 24 years old. See? Right there on my license." I pointed emphatically at the birth date, doing the math out loud for her benefit, but she just kept shaking her head with that maddeningly sympathetic expression. "I understand your frustration, but we have to follow maritime law strictly when we're in international waters." 10 minutes later, I found myself arguing with the guest services manager in the main lobby, my voice echoing off the marble walls while other passengers walked by shooting curious glances. She was explaining cruise ship policies to me like I was 5 years old. "Sweetheart, I know you think you're old enough for the adult areas, but we could lose our entire operating license if we serve minors alcohol." I was practically shouting at this point, my voice cracking with frustration. "I'm a college graduate with a full-time job. I pay taxes. I have student loans." I was pulling every form of ID from my wallet. Credit cards, insurance cards, my gym membership, anything with my name and age. Finally, security got involved. This absolutely massive guy, who looked like he bench-pressed cruise ships for fun, quietly appeared at my elbow. Without saying a word, he gently but firmly escorted me to customer service, where a new employee was actually threatening to contact my parents or guardian, because apparently unaccompanied minors needed special supervision. I was absolutely losing my mind at this point, demanding to speak with the captain himself, threatening to call my lawyer, making wild promises about negative reviews and social media campaigns. That's when I walked past a full-length mirror in the customer service area and saw myself clearly for the first time since boarding. I was wearing my absolute favorite oversized hoodie, the one with Disney Princess in Training written in glittery letters across the front, complete with cartoon Elsa and Anna striking dramatic poses. My hair was in 2 neat braids with bright, colorful hair ties that I'd thought looked cute and vacation appropriate. Standing there in that mirror, arguing with cruise ship staff about maritime law, I looked exactly like a 12-year-old who had raided the kids' merchandise store and was throwing an epic tantrum.